right, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Game Show Night here on Fun for Freedom. We have three exciting game shows showcased for you today. We are going to start out with Card Sharks, followed by Family Feud, and then the finale for Press Your Luck to wrap up Game Show Night. We have two contestants here in this first match of Game Show Night, Card Sharks, and it is the top two contestants of all time. We are going to start with our first player, and that is Professor Whom. How are you doing today this afternoon?
My body is ready.
Wonderful. Good to hear. Your current winnings stand at 39,395 rupees, and you currently have the highest championship reign, which was 32,095 rupees. Plus, you also have the record for the biggest win on the money cards. You had 25,600 rupees. Are you ready to see if you can take down the number one spot and maybe win 32,000 rupees?
Indeed.
Excellent. Good to have you here on Card Sharks. Well, your opponent is the all-time biggest winner on Card Sharks history by 81 rupees. She has 39,476 rupees. It is Sariathesage. How are you doing this afternoon?
I'm good, Les. How are you?
I'm doing terrific. Well, are you ready to see if you can keep your number one seeding for Card Sharks winnings of all time?
I am indeed. Let's play.
Excellent. Good to hear. All right. Now, you two, you are great contestants. You know how the game works. But, as always, I like to explain to anybody who may be new viewers of Card Sharks who have never seen this show before. The object of Card Sharks is to get through your row of 5 cards by correctly predicting whether the next card is higher or lower than the one preceding it. Now, if you do that, you win 100 rupees. Win 2 games, you go on to play the money cards for a shot at 32,000 rupees and a new car. Now, since both of you are challengers, we did a drawing backstage. Professor Whom, you're going to be playing the red cards. Saria, you're going to be playing the blue cards. Best of luck to the both of you. Let's get started with game number 1. And question number 1 belongs to you, Professor Whom, and here it is. We asked 100 16-year-old girls, do you have a picture of a TV or movie star on your bedroom wall? How many said that they do have a picture of a movie or TV star on their bedroom wall?
I'm going to say 64.
64 out of 100 say they do have a picture on the bedroom wall. Saria, is it higher or lower than 64?
I'm going to say higher.
Higher than 64. Okay, if it is higher than 64, Saria, you will have control of the cards. If not, Professor Whom will have control. Hit the answer on the head, and you will win a 1,000 rupee bonus. Here we go. Number of 16-year-old girls who have a picture on the wall is 42. No, it's not higher. It's lower. Professor Whom, you have control of the cards. Now, Professor Whom, game number 1, your first card is a jack. Now, for winning the question, you have the right to change the card. Would you like to play the jack or change it?
I'm going to play the jack lower.
All right, lower than the jack. Now, remember, Professor Whom, if another jack comes up, you lose. It must be lower than the jack. Lower than the jack? It's a 10. Just a little bit lower, but you're still in the game. Now, you can continue playing high-low, but if you make a mistake, you go back to your base card, and Saria would get a free shot at the card. So, with a 10, do you want to play or freeze?
I'm going to play it lower than the 10.
Lower than the 10? It's an 8. You're right. You're now right in the middle with an 8. You're 2 cards away from game number 1. Would you like to play or freeze?
I am going to freeze.
All right, freezing on the 8. That protects your position, and it keeps Saria away from the cards. We go to question number 2, and the question goes to you, Saria. We asked 100 people in Rarotonga, New Zealand, the last time you had a fish dinner, did you catch the fish yourself? How many said that they did catch the fish themselves?
I'm going to say 40%.
40 out of 100 said that they caught the fish themselves. Professor Whom, is it higher or lower than 40?
I think it's going to be just a little bit lower than that.
Lower than 40. Number of people in New Zealand who caught the fish themselves is 15. You're right, Professor Whom. It's very much lower. You have control of the cards. And Professor Whom, you've got an 8. I assume you want to get rid of it.
Yes, let's change out that 8.
All right, whenever you win the question, you have the right to change the card. That 8 now becomes a 4. That's a good change. Okay, Professor Whom, call this.
Higher than the 4.
Higher than the 4? Oh no, it's a 2! It's not higher. Oh boy. And that means Saria gets a free shot at the cards. Now Saria, because you didn't win the high-low question, you may not change this card, but your card is a 3. Call this.
Higher than the 3, please.
Higher than the 3? It's an ace! What are you going to do now? Sorry, you've got an ace.
Lower than the ace, please.
Lower than the ace? It's a deuce! All right, sorry.
Oh my gosh.
What are you going to do here?
Higher, please.
Higher than the 2? It's a 5. All right, sorry, a big decision here. You've got a 5. You're 1 card away from game number 1. Do you want to play or freeze?
I'm going to risk it, play, and higher than the 5.
All right, she's going to try and run the table. If she's wrong, she goes back to that 3. Let's see if she gets it, though. For game number 1, is it higher than the 5? It's a 10, and Saria has won game number 1. Well done.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Boy, those were really good cards, and they just rolled right for you. All right, so that means Saria gets 100 rupees, but as we all know, it takes 2 games to win a match, so Professor Whom, you got to win this game to stay alive in the match. Game number 2, we deal brand new cards, and the question is going to go to you, Professor Whom. Here it is. We asked 100 married men, be honest, is your wife a bad housekeeper? How many married men said that they have a bad housekeeper for a wife?
I'm gonna go with lucky 75.
75 out of 100 said that they have a bad housekeeper for a wife. Saria, is it higher or lower than 75?
I'm going to say lower.
Lower. I have to agree. I'm going to say it's much lower than that. Well, let's see what happens. Number of married men who said have a bad housekeeper for a wife is 15. You're right, Saria. It is very much lower. Saria, you have control of the cards, and in game number 2, your first card is a 5. Would you like to play the 5 or change it?
Well, last time the cards were in my favor, but I'm going to change it, please.
All right, she's going to take a chance and hope for a better card. All right, good luck, Saria. That 5 now becomes a 6. All right, now you have a 6. What's the call?
I'm going to play and higher than the 6, please.
Higher than the 6? It's an ace! Another ace for you, Saria.
Play and lower than the ace, please.
Lower than the ace? It's a 4! What are you going to do, Saria? You're 2 cards away from the championship.
Play and higher than the 4, please.
Higher than the 4? It's an 8! All right, Saria, 1 card away from the championship, but now you're right in the middle with an 8. Play or freeze?
Tough call. I'm going to risk it. I'm going to play and higher than the 8.
She is going to gamble, ladies and gentlemen, because she knows if she's wrong, back to that 6. You're going higher than the 8, right?
Correct.
All right. If she's right, she keeps her title as the #1 winningest player on Card Sharks. Is it higher than the 8? No, it's a 5. It's not higher. A big break for you, Professor Whom. That means you get a free shot at the cards. But Professor Whom, you cannot change this card, and I hate to say it, it's an 8. What's the call?
Ooh. Let's go lower than the 8.
Lower than the 8? No, it's an ace, so neither player makes any progress. We go on to question number 2. Sorry, it goes to you. We asked 100 Protestant ministers, when you were a kid, did you ever swipe a candy bar from a store? How many said that they did swipe a candy bar?
Oh, wow. I'm going to say 15%.
15 out of 100 said that they did swipe a candy bar. Professor Whom, is it higher or lower than 15?
I like the margins of higher better, so I'm going to go with that.
All right, higher than 15. Number of Protestant ministers who swiped the candy bar is 44. Wow, very much higher. Yes, Professor Whom. You've got control of the cards, and you've got that 8. You're going to change it, I assume, right?
Yes, let's get that 8 out of here.
All right, changing the 8 to a 7. Oh, not much better, Professor Whom. Now you have a 7. What's the call?
Now, this one better be lower.
All right, lower than the 7? It's a 6. You're right, it is lower. What are you going to do now? Play or freeze?
Wouldn't it be amazing if it's a 5 after that? I'm going to hope for that. Lower again.
All right, again, he's going to go against the odds. He's got a feeling another low one's coming up. Lower than the 6? No, it's a jack. I'm sorry, it's not lower. Saria, you get a free shot at the cards. You have a 6. You may not change it, however. What's the call?
Higher than the 6, please, Loz.
Higher than the 6? It's a king. All right, Saria, you got a king. What are you going to do?
Lower than the king, please.
Lower than the king? Oh no, it's an ace! Can you believe it? That's a third ace for you, I believe. Oh. Neither player makes any progress again as we go to question number 3. Professor Whom, it goes to you. We asked 100 men in Germany, do you think a woman's place is in the home? How many German men said they think a woman's place is the home?
I'm going to say 45.
45 out of 100. All right. Saria, is the actual answer higher or lower than 45?
I'm going to say higher.
Higher than 45. Number of German men who think a woman's place is in the home is 14. No, it's not higher. It's lower. Professor Whom has control of the cards. Professor Whom, you have a 7. Want to play or change?
Let's hope for a good change.
All right. That 7 now becomes a 10. That's a little bit better. Still not a great card, but you have a 10. What's this?
Lower than the 10.
Lower than the 10? It's a 7. You're right. Okay, Professor Whom, a 7, player freeze.
I'm going to say higher than the 7.
Risking it higher than the 7? It's an ace! All right, Professor Whom, an ace, what are you going to do?
Lower than that ace.
Lower than the ace? It's a jack! All right, Professor Whom, you are 1 card away from tying up this match. You've got a jack. Play or freeze?
I'm going to play it lower than the jack.
All right, if it's lower than the jack, we've got a tie match. Lower than the jack? Oh no, it's a queen! Oh, bad luck, Professor Whom. That means Saria gets a free shot at the cards. Again, you've got a 6, and again, you've got to play it. Call this.
Higher than the 6, please.
Higher than the 6? It's a 10. Yep. Would you like to keep on playing or freeze?
I'm going to play lower than the 10.
Lower than the 10? It's a 9. Getting close to the middle now with a 9. Keep on playing or freeze?
I'm going to freeze.
Freezing on the 9, that protects your position. And folks, we have now reached the 4th question of this game. That means it is sudden death. Somebody has to win on this play of the cards. Control is very important. Saria, the question goes to you. We asked 100 single women, have you ever dated a man who was as old as your father? How many single women said that they have dated someone as old as their father?
I'm going to say 25%.
25 out of 100 said that they have dated someone as old as their father. Professor Whom, is it higher or lower than 25?
I'm going to go with lower.
Lower than 25, all right. Number of single women who have dated someone as old as their father is 7. That's all, 7. You're right, Professor Whom. You have control of the cards. And Professor Whom, we're in sudden death. Here are your options. Professor Whom, you've got a 10. You can change the card if you'd like, but you'd have to call all 4 cards in a row correctly to win the game and tie up this match. If you make one mistake, the championship will go to Saria. Or you can pass control to Saria. She only needs 2 cards to win the championship, but she's got a 9 as her base card. She may not change the card. If she goofs, you would win the game and tie up the match, Professor Whom. What are you going to do? Play or pass?
I do not trust these cards, and I don't trust myself, so take it.
All right. He's not going to keep control. The control goes to you, Saria. All right, you've got a 9. You need 2 cards in a row to win the championship. Call this first one, please.
Okay, lower than the 9, please.
Lower than the 9. It's an 8. Oh, boy. It is the climax here. A 50-50 chance here. If you get this right, you win the championship. But if not, we go to the tiebreaker for the match. Call this.
Oh my gosh. Higher than the 8, please.
All right. If it's higher than the 8, once again, Saria, you will win the championship and play the money cards. Higher than the 8. No, it's a 4, and we've got a tie match. Professor Whom hangs on.
Just barely.
All right. Wow. Good game there. That could have gone either way. That means both of you now have 100 rupees in this match. We go to the tiebreaker. When the tiebreaker, there's just 3 cards and only 1 question. So once again, we're in sudden death, and we're going to crown a champion right here. Professor Whom, here's the question. It goes to you. We asked 100 teenage children of child psychologists, are you allowed to watch whatever you want on television? How many said they watch whatever they want?
I'm going to say 25.
25 out of 100 said that they are allowed to watch whatever they want. Saria, is it higher or lower than 25?
I'm gonna say lower.
Lower than 25. All right. Number of teenage children of child psychologists who said they can watch whatever they want is 61. No, it is very much higher. Professor Whom, you have control of the cards. Now, Professor Whom, again, we're in sudden death. I'm going to tell you what your base card is and what Saria's base card is. Professor Whom, your base card's a 3. Saria's base card is a 10. Same options as before. You can either play your cards, but if you make one mistake, Saria wins the championship. Or you can pass the control to Saria. She's got a 10. She cannot change the card. If she gets the 2 cards correct, she would win the championship. But one mistake gives you the championship, Professor Whom. So, big decision here. Play or pass?
I'm going to pass it.
Pass. All right. Saria, he's passed the control to you. You've got a 10. You must play it. You got to get these 2 cards correct. Call this.
Lower than the 10, please.
Lower than the 10. It's a 9. Oh, once again, another coin flip. Not quite the 8, but still a tough decision. All right, Saria, this is it. Get it right, you win. Get it wrong, Professor Whom wins. For the match, what's the call?
Lower than the 9, please.
All right, for the match. Is it lower than the 9? Yes, it's a 7. Saria has won the match. Congratulations.
Thank you, Whom.
Ooh,
Well done.
boy,
Well played.
that was a well-played game indeed. Tactics were everything there, boy. Professor Whom, that was a coin flip. That could have gone either way. You could have played the 3, or you could have passed the control and hoped that bad cards got to Saria. But unfortunately, the cards just rolled a little bit better for her this time. But did you have a lot of fun?
We all know that if I played the 3, it would have been a 2.
Maybe.
We just all know that.
Well, Professor Whom, you might get another shot at it. Did you have fun playing this game?
As always, I did.
All right, excellent. Good to have you here on Card Sharks, and we'll see you later on for more game show night. But, Saria, you are the champion. Are you ready to play the money-making game?
I am indeed. Let's play money-making game.
Terrific. Let's get to the cards. Okay, Saria, as you know, for winning the match, you won 200 rupees, which is yours to keep no matter what. But now I'm going to give you new money to play with. We'll start you on the bottom row with 200 rupees and 3 cards to bet on. Then we'll move you up to the next row. I'll give you another 400 rupees of betting money and 3 more cards. Minimum bet is 50 rupees. You must bet in 50 rupee increments until you get to the top card, the big bet, and there you must wager at least half the money. Now, in addition to the regular cards, we've added a couple of jokers to the deck. Anytime you find a joker, we give you an extra opportunity to win the car at the end. And as the champion, we give you 1 joker for free, so you'll have at least 1 shot at it. Also, you can change 1 card per row by using the 3 spare cards. But remember, only 1 change per row. Saria, you have 200 rupees. Your first card is an ace. You're going to play it, right?
I'm going to play all of it lower than the ace.
All
please.
right, that's the way to go. Everything lower than the ace. Now remember, in this round, if another ace comes up, it's a push. No win, no loss. All of it. 200 rupees. Lower than the ace, it's a 9. You got it. You've doubled it to 400 rupees, and you have a 9, and you have the option to change the card. You want to play the 9 or change it?
Can I change it for card number 2, please?
Card number 2, you got it. All right. That 9 now becomes a 7. Ooh, not a very good card. You have 400 rupees and a 7. How much are you going to wager?
I'm going to play it safe and say 200 higher than the 7, please.
Okay, still a big bet. All right, 200 higher than the 7. Let's hope you're right. 200 rupees higher than the 7. You're right, Saria. It's a jack. Good job. You're now up to 600 rupees and you've got a jack, but you cannot change this card. So with 600 rupees and a jack, what's the wager?
I'm going to go half again. I'm going to say 300 lower than the jack, please.
All right, 300 rupees. Lower than the jack. It's a 3. Excellent card. Good. We're going to move the 3 up to the next row. I will give you the other 400 rupees of betting money. And sorry, you're up to 1,300 rupees, and you've got a 3. You're going to play that card, right?
I am, and I'm going to say 1,000 higher than the 3.
All right. Good luck to you, Saria. 1,000 rupees. Higher than the 3. It's a 5. You got it. Okay, sorry, you've got 2,300 rupees and you've got a 5. This is a tough decision. Do you want to play the 5 or change it?
Can I change it for card number 3, please?
All right, she's going to take a shot at it. She's going to change that 5 with card number 3. Oh, best of luck to you, Saria. Here we go. That 5 now becomes 0 and 8. Ooh, right in the middle, Saria. Now you've got an 8. 2,300 rupees. Remember that the minimum bet is 50. What's the bet here?
I'm going to say 1,000 higher than the 8, please.
Ooh, a big bet on the 8. Wow, 1,000 rupees, and you said higher than the 8?
I did say higher, yes.
All right, boy, best of luck to you, Saria. For 1,000 rupees, higher than the 8? Yes, you got it. It's a queen. 3,300 rupees and a queen. Again, you've got to play the card. How much are you going to wager?
3,000 lower than the queen, please.
Ooh, oh, Saria, good luck to you. She's going for it. 3,000 rupees on the turn of this card. All right. For 3,000 rupees more, lower than the queen? Yes, it's a 3. You got it. Wow.
Yes.
Okay, Saria, we moved the 3 up to the big bet. You've got 6,300 rupees. You want to play the 3?
I'm going to play the 3, and I'm going to say all of it higher than the 3.
Oh, she is going for it, ladies and gentlemen. She will have done something that I don't think any other contestant has done before, and that's win a 5-figure payoff twice. Wow, excellent. Oh, fingers crossed for you, Saria. I would love to see you pull this off. All of it for 12,600 rupees, higher than that 3. Yes, you did it! 12,600 rupees. It was a queen. You have done it, my friend. Well done. Woo.
Thank you.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Wow.
I must say, you took some big chances there on that 7 and the 8, and boy, did it pay off. Congratulations, Saria.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And with the 200 from the main game, that gives you a grand total so far of 12,800 rupees. And now I'm going to give you a chance to win that car. Now, we didn't find any jokers in the deck, so you're going to have one shot at winning the car. And you're playing for, well, get this, sorry, you're playing for the most expensive car. This is the Suzuki Samurai worth 7,949 rupees. This is the 10th time I've offered this car. I have not had a winner on it yet. Let's see if you can become number 1. 7 cards. One of them has the word car. Give you a number between 1 and 7, and hopefully you find that car. Where is it?
Number 3, please.
Card number 3. And Fun for Freedom chat, you play along and see if you can find that car yourselves. And, oh boy, sorry, best of luck to you. 12,800 rupees, you get this right. This would put you over 20,000 rupees already. All right. fingers crossed, everyone. Let's see if we can give away a car on the first game of Card Sharks today on Game Show Night. Here we go. Is the car behind card number 3? No, it's not. I'm sorry about that, Saria. But that's all right. You played a really good game of Card Sharks. Let's see if anybody in the Fun for Freedom chat's got it. Okay, Aragon says number 2. Final Flame 83 has number 5. Professor Whom has his usual 7 or 5. Let's see if anybody got it right. Show us where the car was, please. Number 2. Aragon got it right. It was behind number 2, so he gets the car. Well, Saria, even though you didn't win the car, you still had a really good run at the money cards. You won 12,800 rupees. You are our champion, and we'll see if you play in the next episode. That depends on who is on the Mumble server, but did you have fun with this first game?
I did. Thank you for letting me play.
Oh, you're very welcome. All right. So, we will set up for game number 2 of Card Sharks right after this, so don't go away.